welcome back to another video. This is Africa Football Connect, and guess what? We are in September, yo. A new month, new things are about to happen. So we are expecting a lot of things to be changing, not really changing as such, but things to be starting. Like, for example, I think this is literally the first month in this whole world since in this whole world that the Premier League will start exactly, that the football leagues, let me just say the football leagues as a whole, they'll start with the international football before going to actual normal football. So it's really crazy to think about. Even if you can't try to think about it, it's just funny to actually think about. But even though we don't really care, we don't mind that. But before we go to our main stories and stories we're going to cover, we just want to tell you guys about the situation that is happening in international football. We are being told that Adama Traore tested positive for coronavirus, for COVID-19. So they said that today they're going to run another test for him. If he's free, then it's okay to continue. But if he's still under coronavirus, then he has to go back, or he has to actually go get treatment for it. I don't know what they're saying exactly, but they said that he's in Spain right now, where the country is training. But he's not going to be mixing with the players until he's actually proven that is okay. So Adama Traore is one player who's gonna maybe be missing in the international footballs that are going to start maybe tomorrow or something. I'm really not sure. Maybe tomorrow or today. I'm not really sure. I think there's a game today. I haven't been keeping up with this international footballs, so we'll be watching and we'll be interested to see what happens. So that's the situation that is happening. And also in the transfer news. Should I talk about the transfer news though? Not really. Before I go to the transfer news, we will be looking more on this international footballs. We want to see what's going to happen, and we are in September, guys, which means we are left with about 11 days from today for the Premier League to actually finally begin. Which will be the first games will be Liverpool versus Leeds, and there will be other games. So it's about to be interesting. So let's find out. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you think. And I had some interesting news. Yesterday I was talking about this Sadio Mane going to Barcelona. There's an interesting comment that I got from one of you guys, and I'm gonna read it out a little bit later. Please remind me in the comments so that I don't forget, which actually it seems true to what I was hearing. That's why Barcelona are very much fighting to cash in on Lionel Messi if he's going to leave the club, and because if they don't cash him, they're actually in trouble. So we have to find out more about that. But we're going to be talking about him. Let me tell you what we're going to be covering in this video. First, we'll be talking about Chelsea and putting a price tag on their star player. Secondly, we'll be talking about the Manchester City reaching personal agreements with the player. We'll be talking about United's next target after signing the player that they are already on the verge of signing. We'll be talking about Chelsea, also the next player the players that they wanna go after finishing this first signing of Juventus. So a lot of things are being covered as it seems, as things are looking at the moment. A lot of things are going to be covered, and we are going to try to cover them. Remember, we're in September now, only a few days before the game starts. So I want to hear your excitement. Tell me what you feel. Tell me what you're expecting from this. I want to hear it all from you. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. What do you think is going to happen in this season we are entering now? Because we are only left with a few days for 2020-2021 season to begin. And I want to hear you what you think because of the signings that your different clubs have been making. How do you see the Premier League finishing? How do you see how your club will perform this season in the Premier League? I want to hear it, and we'll talk about it all in the next video when I see your comments, or even though right now, if you're able to send a message even right now, I'll go after and I'll try to answer the message right now. So let's not waste time. Let's jump into our transfer news of the days. So there are some interesting things that are happening, so we are going to be covering all of these things and just talking about it, and we'll see what we have to cover as well. So there's just literally a lot of things to look at right now. I hope you're excited. It's really, I know you are hearing some sound. It's really cold here, guys. We are supposed to be in summer here in Africa, but I don't know what's happening. The weather's not allowing us to go through our summer vacation and stuff like that. It's really cold, like literally cold. That's why I'm wearing a jersey. But it doesn't matter what I'm feeling. What matters the most right now is the transfers and whatever that is happening in the world of football. Because that's all we're interested in. Nothing else but football. So let's move on to the story of the day, which is making the headlines, that Chelsea have put a £80 million mark on their player that they want to let go. So I'm literally just thinking about it. I'm really surprised. I'm wondering, why would Chelsea sell a star player like him just like that? Hasn't he not been performing very well for the club, or there's something that I don't know? If there's something that I don't know between N'Golo Kanté and Frank Lampard, guys, please let me know, because it doesn't make sense what he's doing. Well, from a neutral point of view, like where I'm standing right now, I feel like letting a talent like N'Golo Kanté go, it's really crazy. Remember what this player has helped Chelsea to win, to be where they are right now, what he has done for the club. So to let him just like that, it's really crazy. So Africa Football Connect, we will have to actually find out and look at the news as we are doing right now. So this is the story, guys, as I'm reading. Chelsea Football Club placed an £80 million price tag on N'Golo Kanté, with former boss Antonio Conte at Inter Milan determined to do a deal. Source Daily Express. So there is Conte over there who's playing in Inter Milan. I said they see Inter Milan, where he's been doing so well. He actually challenged Juve until the wire for the Serie A Cup. So now Frank Lampard, it seems like he has no Conte in his plans. That's what it seems. He has no Conte in his plans. So as we stand right now, Conte is actually for sale. So Chelsea are actually looking for people to buy him, because after the transfer they did, all the players that they've bought, I think now about 6 or something. Yeah, let's see. Ben Chilwell. There are just a lot. I'll try to go through the list. There are just a lot. So it seems like he has no any idea, or he doesn't really need the player at the club anymore. So that's why he's thinking of actually selling him. So selling him, it means that he'll be a free agent very soon. Not a really free agent. They're not terminating the contract. They're actually looking for players clubs who can come and get him. And now they're selling N'Golo Kanté for nothing else but 80 million. That's what we're being told. They're selling him for £80 million. I want to hear from the Chelsea football supporters. Do you agree with what your boss is about to do? Do you agree with all the things that is putting right now, the changes and all the things that is doing, putting all these new players? Do you think that there will be a success at Chelsea? And at the same time, do you think that something can actually happen? It's going to be interesting. I want to find out from you. Give me on your comments. Throw it down there. Let's hear your thoughts. Let me hear what you think. Like that's why I'm reading. Blue News from TalkSports. That's a Chelsea transfer news live. Kai Havertz's deal finally agreed. Inter told N'Golo Kanté will cost €80 million, £80 million by Chelsea. They're telling Inter that he will cost £80 million. Then Kepa stays. So yesterday I gave you a shock away. The Chelsea #1 goalkeeper, who has been trying to say, is that the word that I can use? Oh, who has been the worst? Yeah, let me just say the worst. But sometimes you feel like you can't blame him, or because sometimes the defense was letting him down and stuff like that. There were a lot of things. There are a lot of players in this situation, a lot of things that are just put into this thing that we have to look at, consider in both directions. So they are saying that they wanted to let him go. That's what we were meant to believe, that Chelsea are going to let him go. But there's the news that is coming out, guys, and they're saying that he's saying that he's going to fight for his own jersey. He wants to remain at Chelsea and play at Chelsea. So it seems like the most expensive keeper in the world, who has been the worst keeper in the world, says he's staying and he wants to fight for his jersey at Chelsea. So tell me what you think, guys. Do you think there's anything that is going to happen from this? Do you see any light in this situation in between Kepa and Chelsea? At the same time, N'Golo Kanté and Chelsea, if they lose N'Golo Kanté, what do you think is going to happen to Chelsea? I want to hear it down in the comments below, guys. Don't forget to put it in the comments. Oh, it's actually on the side, so put them in the comments, guys. Let me hear what things happens and how you see this going on, because it's really crazy. It's going to be interesting to find out how things will actually go, situations will actually change. It's going to be exciting, and we'll keep our eyes on it 100%, and we'll keep giving you all the information you want to know about the situation at the moment. So we move on. Let me see other transfers. Let me see if I'm leaving anything in this Chelsea situation. Let's go down. Let's read in the story. Oh, let's read in the story. So there are about 18 news that I just covered in Chelsea. Chelsea have been the busiest of Premier League clubs in this summer transfer window. The Blues have completed the signing of Hakim Ziyech, Tino Werner, Ben Chilwell, Islam Saha, Thiago Silva, and now eyeing on a big deal with the number of players that have been put for sale. Oh, so there are actually a number of players that have been put for sale. So Ben Chilwell has been getting to know his new teammates, starting with the man he currently shared the club treatment room with. Remember these guys that are they are actually in the England dressing room. So as they are preparing for whatever that's going to be happening, it seems like Ben Chilwell was just bonding with the new teammates and stuff like that, especially for Chelsea, because after this is moving to London, to Stamford Bridge, where they'll be preparing to start the new league season. So it's gonna be interesting, guys. We're gonna have to see what happens. Do you think Chelsea can actually challenge for the Premier League of 2020-2021? Well, I got some interesting news from one of the England players. They're from some England legends, Gary Neville, and some of the players. They say that Chelsea, from all they've done, they are not yet there for them to challenge for the new season exactly, but they will be playing around in top 4 and stuff like that. That's where they only play around, nothing else. They can't go above that. So it's gonna be interesting to find out what happens, because they were giving what they were thinking, so we have to see what happens. Let me move on to the next situation of whatever we have. The Blues looked out for the week international break. There's N'Golo Kanté. Tino Werner will be in action for Germany this week. Like I told you, the players are all in the international break, which is going to be interesting. Mason Mount says he's determined to reach the level Bayern Munich played at their demolition of Chelsea's last season. Oh, so Mount wants to reach the Champions League final. Okay, he told Sports Bible. Oh my God, Sports Bible. The Champions League is on another level. The games feel different. Bayern have some unbelievable world-class players. Lewandowski, Akimo, and Thiago in midfield. I think I couldn't get near him. They moved the ball around the team so quickly. When you are up against players like that, you are thinking, how are we going to stop this? Yeah, he was in trouble, for Christ's sake, he was in trouble. Okay, it is a big moment. It was a big moment. It opened my eyes. It made me realize this is next level. This is where we need to be, and I'm determined to work and reach that level. So that's the situation, guys. Before we even continue going anywhere far, that's the situation. The Mount has discovered that the big leagues are not for children at all. They are for people who plays football. And for Christ's sake, I'm wondering, in terms of Mason Mount, do you see him next season with any chance of getting a football jersey to actually play football next season. Because of the signings that Chelsea have done, there are a lot of players that have already been included with the club, that have registered for the club. Do you see him to have any chance, any apparent chance in this world to actually play for Chelsea this season? It's gonna be interesting. I want to find out. I want to hear on your comments. Tell me on your comments, guys. Tell me what you think. Do you think that Mount will actually have any chance to play in the football season? It's gonna be interesting. We'll keep talking about it as we move on, and we'll keep giving our thoughts and everything that we think of the season that is yet to come. Okay, Frank Lampard reportedly asked Mateo Kovacic for the lowdown on Marcel Buffon. Inter Milan are said to be targeting N'Golo Kanté, with one tough suggestion being possible swap deal involving their midfielder Brozovic, the Croatian player, alongside Kovacic internationally. Hence, they are, according to 90 Minutes, Lampard says has asked his thoughts. PSG, Visa and Bayern Munich have already been linked with Brozovic. What to see? Thiago Silva still has a number of years left on the top level, according to his agent. That is not really interesting to us. So I think all the other things are just covering whatever that is happening with Chelsea. It's only a Chelsea story. Kepa deciding to stay. All the things we've actually covered them. And goalkeeper Kepa might. Okay, yeah, we had that. So that's the interesting news that we have, guys, at the moment. We'll try to keep you updated with whatever they're changing, because Chelsea are still being linked with her. So there's this goalkeeper. Chelsea have made an 80 million bid for Rennes goalkeeper Edouard Mendy, according to reports. Goal claims that the Blues have submitted the offer for Mendy and are now waiting for the response. Frank Lampard is counting his search for the new goalkeeper as a replacement for Kepa Arrizabalaga. Yeah, that is so hard to even pronounce. How do you pronounce that? Okay, I'll try to look for Siri to help me there. So that's what is happening, guys. These are all the new Chelsea players. Hakim Ziyech has reached his Chelsea debut with no mention of any injury concern. So there was a first debut for Hakim Ziyech, and he actually played his Chelsea debut. So these are the interesting news we have right now, guys. There's still more to cover, like the United situation and other situations that are happening in the world of football, and we are here to cover it as much as we can. Africa Football Connect. Okay, let me move to a different story. I'm not running away from this, but I want to move to a different story where we'll be covering other things that has been happening in the transfers and in some changes that are happening. This was 4 hours ago that where Chelsea put target on the player. So it's crazy. We have to keep an eye on that and keep giving you the news, guys, on whatever that will be happening. So I would like to thank Africa News. I'd like to thank Transfer News Live for the daily updates that they've been giving us to make this so easy for us to actually connect. Let me see something right now. I was reading something. So yesterday, the last news we talked about was not even. It was the money news moving to Barcelona, where they were saying that Liverpool are demanding 90 million. So one of the Liverpool fans that I happen to have, like, I'm always communicating with him, gave me a new look on this situation. Like, he gave me an outlook. He tried to show me how this deal of Liverpool and Barcelona for Sadio Mane will never happen unless and until some things have to change. So I want to show you right now. I want to give you an idea of whatever that is happening right now. So I'm waiting for my system to load so that I do change the information for you to see what has been happening. It requires me to make some changes. So, and just by looking at this situation, it actually makes sense. I don't see Barcelona signing Mane this season. I don't even know about what's his name. Maybe they might sign Gini Wijnaldum, but other player for Mane. As for Mane, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening at all. I don't see it happening. So if you wanna see this comment, guys, you can check on my last video that I did, which was talking about Sadio Mane, and you see what I'm talking about, where one of the followers of this video actually did us one of the best thing by actually analyzing what is happening, giving us an in-depth look on whatever that is happening in this transfer deal, and he was explaining a lot of things. So let me click it for you so that you see exactly what's happening, guys, so that it might make sense to you. Oh, I'm still fixing something here. Let me see what I have to do. So I don't think Mane will be leaving Liverpool this season, even though the star is excited. I don't see that happening according to the reports I have. Okay, seems like I'm failing to actually get the information. I'm trying by almost to put the page. Or let me just give some time, guys, as I work on it, and I'll just get back then show you whatever that is happening. But as for Mane going to that side, I don't see it happening, guys. I don't see that happening at all. And I have to say it again, I don't see that happening at all. But let me just read it through for you guys. Then I'll sort this out next time so that you'll be able to see some of your transfers. Then we try to explain whatever has been happening, so that you actually understand that we are working with you and we are giving everything as much as we can, so that we actually understand and explain a lot according to the information you give us. So Mr. Daniel Jones gave me this interesting view over the Mane going to Barcelona situation. He said, I really don't see this happening because Barcelona don't have funds to pay for Mane. You understand? He said that Messi's situation is really interesting because people are asking Butao, who is the president of Barcelona, to resign, but he can't resign because Barcelona are in debt. If Butao and the Barcelona board were to resign, then all of the Barcelona debt will have to be paid off by them from the board's own pockets. If Messi gets sold, I don't see him getting sold for more than 100 million. I think that's euro. This would only be enough to pay off Barcelona's debt. If Barcelona were to buy Sadio Mane, then the board would be back in the same financial situation where they are before they sold Messi. Or worse, I don't even see Liverpool selling Mane. But if they do, I can almost guarantee that it will be for more than 100 million euro or maybe pounds. I trust Klopp and Michael Edward on this, and you put some arms with a lot of respect, and that exactly makes a lot of sense by actually listening to. Because let me remind you about something. Oh, sorry, you were not able to see my screen. I left this thing on. Let me remind you something. Why I'm saying I believe what this man was saying. Okay, I'm back. So let me tell you why I think this man was telling the truth after all the thing that he did, analyzing the situation of whatever that will be happening with Liverpool. Remember, Barcelona were on the verge of terminating Luis Suarez's contract, and it was believed that Barcelona, they need 14 million euro, which they have to pay Luis Suarez as they terminate his contract. Do you remember that issue? Remember that story, right? But Barcelona have not done that yet. Reason why, they don't have enough funds to actually terminate Luis Suarez's contract and just move on. They don't have that much funds, so they're actually stuck with these players. The players are going nowhere. That's what is being said. So we have to see and see whatever that happens. Barcelona's board, or the Barcelona, are in debt of over 100 million. It might be euro or maybe it might be pounds. I'm not really sure, but they are saying that they're in debt. Is there anyone out there who can confirm with me what we are saying right now? What me and Mr. Duno were talking about, so that you confirm with us, so that we can actually stand with this situation. So Barcelona cannot buy Sadio Mane at even 90 or more than that when they're still in debt with other things. So in other words, this just tells you that money cannot be going anywhere this transfer season because they don't have enough to do so. That's the interesting story we have right now, and we'll keep you updated with everything that changes. But like I'm telling you guys, we'll be doing as much as we can. We'll keep you all our eyes and explain whatever that might change. But right now, as players are focusing on the internationals, that's what is happening at the moment. Nothing else and nothing more. So let me go back to the transfer news and let's continue so that we can actually finish this. So it's believed that Juventus has said, they are in talks with Frederic. I did talk about this one. This was the last one that we covered yesterday. So done deal. Arsenal have agreed to terminate the contract of Hekesan Mkhitaryan to allow him to join Roma on a permanent basis. So Mkhitaryan has been in Juventus for such a long time on loan, and now Arsenal are seeing that Juventus are not willing to buy at any price that they were asking. They've decided that it's better to part ways with the player, and the best way to part ways with the player was to terminate his contract. So after terminating the contract, it means that he will be free to join his club that he's been playing for, which is Roma, on a permanent basis. So tell me what you think. Was it a good idea for both the Arsenal and the Roma, both the player, or Arsenal just made a mistake by letting one of their midfielders go? I want to hear it on the comments. But Arsenal are building on a new teams with the youngsters. So there is an interesting news. I wish that there was a man who usually gives me a lot of updates about Koulibaly. So there is a new news that Manchester City have agreed personal terms on a contract with Koulibaly. They are now in need to find an agreement over the fee with Napoli. But it's believed that they have agreed personal terms with the player. So it means that they're actually moving somewhere else. If you see Napoli allowing them to actually talk with the player. But now the fee is what is said to be agreed. And now they want to sign Koulibaly for more, because if they still want to get Messi at Manchester City, they don't have to spend as much money as they were to other players, because if they spend a lot of money with another player and they go for Messi, they'll go under the financial fair play rules, and it means they'll be, they'll be banned to sign for such a long time. So I don't think that either Pep Guardiola or the board or anyone in Manchester City wants to deal with that situation. So we'll wait and see, and we'll keep a closer look on it. But do you think Koulibaly will be in Manchester City next season? Put it there on the comments below, guys. We'll cover them as much as we can. Barcelona and Arturo Vidal are in talks to let the midfielder leave for free this summer. Inter Milan and Antonio Conte have made him a priority signing. So Inter Milan are they're not really stopping in their pursuit of signing people out of a free contract. Not signing out of a free contract. In their pursuit of signing big players, like old players who are supposed to be retiring or should be done with football. Now there is another player who's Antonio Vidal. I think is around the 35 or 36 years old, that side, or 33 or 34, somewhere there. And they want him at their club, and they don't want to sign him for any money. So Vidal is actually talking with Barcelona so that he goes on a free contract or he goes for free. But do we think that will happen? We have to keep a closer look on it, and we'll tell you whatever we think whenever things development. We are waiting for the development of this situation, of this story, so that we see what happens. But on this situation, I want to hear your thoughts, guys. Do you think that Antonio Vidal will leave Barcelona for free while Barcelona are in a financial debt and they want to fix that situation as much as they can, at the same time buy new players who can come and they replace at the club? So it's going to be interesting. We'll keep our eyes on it, and we'll keep you updated with the transfer news, guys. Please don't forget to click subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share it on your social media platform. It helps the page a lot, and it helps us a lot, guys. So please, if you do that, just get that done by, and we move on. That'll be so great. We move on. Done deals. Zlatan Ibrahimovic has signed a new one-year deal at Inter Milan. At AC Milan, he will earn around €7 million for this season. So the sources Inter Milan, you can see all the four gentlemen looking so happy that they've actually managed to keep one of the stars who have been so well for AC Milan last season in the club for that long. So it should be something that they should be proud of, and we hope that they'll achieve. So you'll be making around €7 million in the year that he has signed with the club. So we'll wait and see, guys, and we'll talk about it as things goes on, as we'll be looking at the season that are about to start. SSC Roma midfielder Alan have said his goodbyes at the Italian club ahead of a €24.3 million to move to Everton. So there's a new player who's coming to Everton and is being bought by his former boss Ancelotti. I've discovered something. Some people might say these managers are good or whatever that they say, but I've seen that most of these big managers we talk of, Pep Guardiola, Ronald Koeman, Ancelotti, they all go after the players that they've been with, and they just want to continue with those players. So it's really crazy to think about that. How can you call yourself a good manager or good at whatever you do when you're just sticking around with the same players that you were with in another club? They are not able to go and start a new clean slate and actually start to do something with those managers. They're just going after the players that they've been with, and it doesn't help anything. It's just a waste of time. So we have to wait and see what happens, guys. But that's the situation we have. We'll keep you updated with the developments and whatever that will be happening. Because talking about Ancelotti as well, he's signing Rodriguez, who is now signing for the third time to a club that he has been. He has been with the player at Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Now he wants the player away. Again, this side at Roma, at Everton. So it's crazy. Let's just wait and see what happens. They can't develop their own players, which is weird. Ivan Rakitic is set to join Sevilla on a 2-year contract with an option of a further year. He will earn €3 million a season, a significant cut on his €8 million a season deal at Barcelona. But that's what you have to do now, because you are no longer needed a Barcelona man, and if you are going to be earning money, that's good. And Sevilla is a good option because it gives you an option to hurt your former club. And guess what? In Barcelona's first 5 games, I think Sevilla is number 3 or number 4. So it's going to be interesting. You get a chance to actually say what you think to your former clubs after letting you go the way they did. So it'll be interesting. We'll keep a closer look on that, and we'll talk about it, guys. Don van der Berg has completed his Manchester United medicals in Netherlands. Paperwork is complete. Fee is €40 million plus €5 million in add-ons. That's the Romano, the source that we trust with most of the stories we get in this transfer news. So that's it, guys. Van der Beek is a United player, and what is left, I think, is just to announce him to the club as the new Manchester United player, which will be very done anytime soon. So congratulations to United, and congratulations to the player. I hope that you'll be good. Now we have to wait and see what happens between Pogba, Van der Beek and Bruno Fernandes. It's going to be interesting to think about, even to talk about, especially from a fan like me. It's going to be interesting, I tell you. So, Inter Miami owner David Beckham has made contact with Juventus to discuss a possible deal for Gonzalo Higuain. Remember, the new manager of Juventus said that he has actually have any apparent deals or business to do with Higuain. So Higuain will be under the club, but actually not being used by the new manager. So it seems like David Beckham wants to make his team so strong with now one player who's already been taken in Matuidi, who went to Inter Miami. Now he's going after Gonzalo Higuain and other players who are being linked with the club. So he's actually being linked with Luis Suarez as well, if he leaves Barcelona. So it's going to be interesting to talk about whatever that will be happening. But let me hear your thoughts. What do you think is going to be happening with him? Inter Miami, do you see it as a threat that it's posing to be with all these transfers he's doing? I want to hear it on the comments there, guys. Don't forget to like, click subscribe, and share this video on your social platforms. It helps the page a lot. Let me continue. We talked about this N'Golo Kanté going to this side, so we won't really be covering. Manchester United will target Dalot Upamecano once a deal is confirmed for the signing of Don van der Beek, which is almost done. It's already done because the medical and the paperwork are done. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is keen to partner Upamecano with Maguire at the heart of his defense, and United believe they can do an add-on of 37. They can do with a deal of around 37.5 million pounds. The source is Times, so we have to wait and see what happens, but that's the situation we are hearing, guys. Tell me what you think. Let me hear it on your comments. Do you see this deal happening? Do you see United strengthening on their players and how they are doing their transfers and stuff like that? Do you see them strengthening or doing something better on the situation? And if you want to understand about the Conte situation, you can always go back in this video from the beginning and actually just watch. I was talking through Chelsea for the almost about 15 minutes, so you can check that out as well. And don't forget to subscribe on this channel and like this video, because we do videos like this every day. So let's continue. As we continue, Newcastle have offered a cash plus Matt Richard deal to Callum Wilson from Bournemouth. Aston Villa are also in hunt for the striker, but any offers won't include the swap deal. Sky Sports report. Yes, I was actually watching this. Sky Sports are saying that Newcastle are willing to offer a player plus money to get Callum Wilson in their club. At the same time, Aston Villa, they're saying that they can only do money, they can't be swapping any deal of any player. And what is believed is that the striker himself is keen to get Premier League games or to play in the Premier League after this is over. So we have to wait and see what happens, and we'll keep a closer look on this situation. But I want to hear your thoughts, guys. Tell me what you think. Do you see this happening, guys? Remember, we are left with around how many days? We are left with around 11 days for the Premier League to start. So deals are actually now happening so fast. So I want to hear what you think. Let me hear the Bournemouth player supporters and also the Newcastle and Aston Villa supporters, what you think on this situation. Put it down in the comments, and Africa Football Connect will review it and we'll talk about it. So we'll wait and see. Done deal. Anthony Gordillo has signed a 5-year contract at Everton. The source is Everton. I think this kid is in the academy, so they're just showing their appreciation. Newcastle believe they've agreed personal terms with the Scottish international free agent Ryan Fraser. The source is Daily's Telegraph. So remember, Fraser was now a free agent after leaving Bournemouth last season, and he didn't sign any contract. Now it seems like he has actually signed a contract with Aston Villa, with Newcastle, and things are about to happen. So that's good news. We'll wait and see what happens. Okay, Diego Follen has been sacked as the club Atletico Patron head coach. Source is the club. Where is this club? I don't even know. I've never seen it. But the legendary Diego Follen has lost his job. The legendary Uruguayan best, was a midfielder or striker or something, or forward, I think it was a forward, has been sacked. So it means he's in search of a new club. That's what I believe. We'll have to wait and see, guys. So this were the transfers we were covering, guys, that we had at the moment. Let me see if there's anything to talk about before I decide to call it bye-bye with you guys. Don't forget to put on the comments below whatever you think on all the transfers we've been covering, and give me all your feedbacks on whatever you think will happen as we move on with this transfer. But thank you very much for those people who have been supporting us for this long, guys, who are actually doing something which is actually something that we can actually appreciate and we love. That's what I'm saying. So 9 minutes ago, done deal. Sevilla have completed the signing of Ivan Rakitic from Barcelona on a 4-year contract. So Ivan Rakitic will be a Sevilla player now. who's going to be playing in the midfielder. So watch out, Barcelona next season, you're in trouble. Juventus beat to sign Eric Dzeko. Eden Dzeko have stalled. They're saying that Juventus bid to sign Eden Dzeko has stalled because Roma have been unable to complete a move for Napoli's Acosimil. That forced Juventus into looking at other striker options, and they are turning to Barcelona's Luis Suarez. Remember, Luis Suarez has no deal with Barcelona this season after a 9-minute call he had with the boss telling him that even if you are still at the club, we have no actually any deal we want to do with you, so it will be wise for you to look elsewhere or to actually go out of the club. So why not? Why can't you not go to Juventus if they're interested in you? You actually partner with Ronaldo and you play as much as you can to try to get the Champions League and whatever that will happen. As you see that your club Barcelona seems like it's cutting into pieces. Messi wants to go there. Other players are doing this and this. So if Juventus are interested in you, you run for the option, and we hope he does something and he can actually move on to the club. That is something that we have to wait and see. But at the moment, that's the news we have for you guys. Let me hear on your comments. Do you think that this will be a good deal for Barcelona at the same time for other people who are going to be available? We want to hear it right now. So let me see if there's anything that I need to look at before I call it bye-bye. And like I was saying, guys, thank you to Transfer News Live. And thank you for you guys who has been supporting me by watching my content, at the same time liking and also subscribing to my channel. This is helping us a lot as Africa Football Connect as we try to grow to be from where we are to where we want to be. This is something that I highly appreciate, and thank you very much guys for this. Let me just look in Evening Standard on whatever that has been happening. Okay. Chelsea wants keeper after, yes, they wants to sign Virgil van Dijk on Van der Beek joining United. Arsenal to re-sign Gabriel Video. Tottenham eyeing on Lucas Vivada. Manchester United wanting opportunity. Yes, all these things we cover them. We did talk about them. Okay, this was the Wilson story. And Kai is going to say Spurs open Lloris talk. Football Tottenham have opened talks with their club captain Hugo Lloris over a new contract. The World Cup winner goalkeeper has 2 years to run on his existing deal, but the reports claim that Spurs are keen to tie him down for the rest of his career. The club are already brought a renewed backup this summer by signing Joe Hart on a free transfer deal after Michael Voom left the club when his contract expired. If I speak, we need 2 random England players, and any 2 will do, and one of them needs to be wearing red. I have no idea why this guy is making fun of this. So also attracting the Middle East. Telegram claims that Arsenal midfielder Mesut Ozil has attracted interest from clubs in Qatar and Saudi Arabia this summer, but there's bad news for the Gunners fans, hoping that there may be a way to get the German astronomical salary of wage bill, but the reports claim that he has no intention of leaving London this summer. Also has previously confirmed that he is intend to see out his contract, which
3 o'clock
does not expire until the end of next season. Lingard and Pereira to lead Old Trafford clear out. Okay, the Daily Mail says that Manchester United are ready to sell Jesse Lingard and Andres Pereira, and they look to trim their midfielder options. United signed Bruno Fernandes from Sporting in January and look to set a complete set to complete the signing of Ajax star Donny van der Beek in the next few days, meaning they are offloaded in the midfielder of the pack, so that's why they need to clear out. Messi would have to sacrifice season. Messi would have to sacrifice season. ESPN says their sources have told them Barcelona feel the only way Lionel Messi could be allowed to leave for free is if he agrees not to sign for another club until next summer. The report claims that the Argentinian could walk away from his contract deal, sacrificing his salary next season, and then join a new club when the season of his contract will have expired anyway next summer. Wow. Messi likely to join Manchester City. Barcelona president candidate Tony Ferreira believes Lionel Messi is now likely to join Manchester City this summer. There have been suggestions that Messi could yet decide to stay at Barcelona if current president Joan Martin Butau stepped down, but Flair cannot see a way back. As I've heard from several sides, that the decision the player have come to is one he has matured over several years, and it has evolved. I don't believe that there's any going back. He's told goals. I think a move to Manchester City is likely with Pep Guardiola's experienced years, most brilliant years with Barcelona. It would only be logical if both of them work together again at Manchester City, like almost all English clubs. Also, he has financial means to build a team that can win anything. Yeah, he has a financial backup to win anything. Carvalho's will heading back to Arsenal. Various reports last night were claiming that Dani Carvalho has agreed to return to Arsenal on loan from Real Madrid next season. We'll wait and see on that. Virgil van Dijk happy for Van der Beek. Yeah, of course he has to be happy. Netherlands captain Virgil van Dijk has wished Don van der Beek well on his Carvalho closing in 40 million move to Liverpool rival Manchester United. It looks like it was going to be happening indeed, Virgil van Dijk told reports. From my heart, I wish him the best. It's wonderful for him. It's a nice step for him to move to the great club as a Dutch player. Also the same for Nate Aki, who moved to Manchester City. I'm happy and glad for both of them. Yeah, you have to say that as the captain. How Chelsea could line up next season? I have not heard anyone talk about this situation, how Chelsea would line up for next season, because they have been just buying and buying and buying and buying. So let's try to find out. Considering Chelsea have one of the most remarkable transfer windows in their history, picking a starting 11 could be quite tough for Frank Lampard. Still, Jack Rosa has had a go with what he knows so far. 4-3-3, Kepa, Zuma, Silva, Chilwell, Conte, Loftus-Cheek, Fernandes, Ziyech, Mount and Wing. Okay. These are people talking about how these people look like, but not really interesting at the moment. So I think I've covered as much as I can, guys. Let me see if there's anything we can cover at the Liverpool side at the moment, guys. Let me see if there's anything we can cover at the Liverpool side as we look at them moving on to another situation. Let me see if there's anything we can cover. But we've covered as much as we can, and we've talked about all the things that you might need to know at the moment. Do you think Jack Grealish will actually go to United? And it was good for him when we heard that he has actually joined the England national team. But now we're asking you another question. Do you think the player would join United? After United are doing all these bets and all the players that they're signing, do you see him going to United? That's going to be interesting to look at. I think we just have to keep a close look on that situation and keep giving you everything that is happening there. Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp. Okay, we're just having that. It won't be a transfer news if I don't go out without talking about my club a little bit. Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp wants to sign Islama Sarr transfer window over Adama Traore for one reason. What is this? What are they talking about? Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp wants to sign Sarr transfer window over Adama Traore for one reason. Okay, Liverpool are seriously considering making a formal move to sign Sarr this summer and are prioritizing him over the other transfer target. Wolves winger Adama Traore, according to The Sun, reports that Liverpool are considering forking on a 40 million for the winger. Okay. Watford slapped the 40 million price tag on Sarr, who's 22, who is now Liverpool's top transfer target. The winger is solid season is now a what? Okay, they're just repeating this thing. I think I talked about this thing on the video of yesterday. So in other words, there's no actually any new news, but we just said some rumors that Liverpool have signed a youngster. So that's all that we have at the moment, guys. I think as Transfer Football Connect, we have tried to cover as much. I'm saying Transfer Africa Football Connect, we have tried to cover as much as we can to actually give you every update of whatever that is happening at the moment and whatever you need to look out for next season. Tell me what you think and tell me how this situation will go out next season. But that's it. Do you think N'Golo Kanté would leave Chelsea this season? I'm just curious. I don't know. I want to hear from you guys. Do you think he will leave Chelsea this season? Because as situations are standing at the moment, they're saying that he will leave Chelsea. And as much as I don't believe that to be the case. And as much as Frank Lampard is doing whatever he is thinking to get the player out of the club, I don't think it will actually happen. But what can we say? We'll keep a closer look on it and we'll try to cover it as time goes. So at the moment, we would like to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for your likes. And I would like to thank you very much for those players, those people who have been supporting my content, who have been watching the contents we are providing in terms of football as we are building on to the new season that is starting in 11 days. Right now, I think we can say to everyone, you can go enjoy the England. Let me just say the international football games that are going to be played very soon, and we'll see where we'll be going next season. But from Africa Football Connect to the rest of the world, this is Sam signing out, and like I always say, God bless.